What's going on, everyone? Hope you're having a fantastic end or beginning to your week, well, depending on how you spend your Sunday. If you're like me, yelling at the TV for your team to do better while intaking the maximum amount of calories a human body can sustain all at once with a single nacho, then it sounds like you're having a pretty good start to your week. If you're like Trump, well, your week's probably going to Enough dilly-dallying, let's cue that poorly drawn intro that has nothing to do with the show. Ayo, and welcome to another episode of the Drew's Broadcast, the newest place to feed all your dining, robotics, entertainment, world, and sports news cravings, all within the time it takes to heat up a pan. I don't know. Let's just jump straight into dining news. In dining news, what? You didn't like my Guy Fieri segment last time? All I gotta say is please click off this video if you don't want Flavortown updates. Speaking of Flavortown, let's talk food, and lots of it. Well, at least what I can fit in for 2 minutes. So you want to help struggling restaurants during the pandemic because the economic toll of the COVID coronavirus is still lingering and, well, sit-down restaurants just aren't open right now. So, what can you do? Well, according to Reviewed, who put together a list of 10 foods from restaurants that are able to ship nationwide and are preserved, these items support mom and pop businesses and will help them stay afloat. Ranging from buttermilk biscuits from The Gray, a La Bodega from Compass Rose in DC, and a mole bundle from Gualaguetza in LA, they have something listed for everyone's taste. Oh, and did I mention that they ship nationwide? I did. Pretty sure I did. But if you're like, screw helping struggling restaurants, give me some Taco Bell news. I got you covered there too, because apparently the company is getting ready to roll out their potato item replacements in their UK stores. According to the Alternative Press and Live Kindly, beginning January 7th, last Thursday, the chain will begin selling its meat alternative in select locations in Europe before hopefully making its way over to the US. The meat alternative is said to be made out of oats, legumes, yellow peas, and seasonings. According to the Alternative Press, quote, Lucy D, Taco Bell UK's marketing lead, says that this new flavorful protein option will satisfy all customers. Well, my fat ass will be the judge of that. Oh, and some chickens got wind of McDonald's frying their cousins, so they staged a protest in a New Jersey drive-thru. In robotics and tech news, so remember on Wednesday when Trump supporters took to the Capitol building in protest over Biden's election win because Trump was like, we gotta stop the steal. And then as buildings and windows were getting smashed, people were getting shot and trampled on, he was like, go home peacefully. Well, the tech world and some CEOs took notice and were like, fine, we'll stop him. First beginning with a temporary ban on his personal Twitter account before becoming permanent on Friday after he was like, protest the election. And it was found he was tweeting from other accounts that weren't his. Trump was basically acting like a 16-year-old girl like, whatever, I have a backup phone. And a backup phone. Oh, and don't forget my backup phone. Plus I can always tweet from my smart fridge. After Twitter kicked him out of the club, Facebook, Snapchat, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, Shopify for some reason, and more followed in Twitter's steps and suspended his personal accounts from their platforms in an effort to curb him from inciting more violence and from buying things. There are a few apps left where he's not banned, like Discord, Gab, and Parler, which good luck finding, that all promote free speech and communication. Oh, and he is not banned on OnlyFans, but I think I speak for all of us and say that we want to see some presidential shaking. In entertainment news, I found this neat article about your mom in the newest edition of How It Works, which you definitely need to check out. I kid. Come on, this is supposed to be entertaining news. Well, today I'm going to be hitting you with a different segment, things to do in 2021. And don't worry, I'll update this segment in a couple of months once COVID is all gone, but for now, what can you do to entertain yourself at home? Well, there's the obvious ones. If you're a couch potato like me, there's only 3 things that get done in a day: eating, sleeping, and video games. Well, I also like to look up videos of people getting hurt, but I don't think I should say that on here. Anyways, there's plenty of other things to do while indoors. You can stream movies since studios are focusing more on their streaming services. You can get tested for COVID-19 with a new kit according to 9 News. Or you can work on a puzzle and play a board game if your expectations are that low. And for those of you who have money or a stimmy to spend, for $10 per house on Sundays, the Aquarium of the Pacific hosts virtual tours of their tropical Pacific gallery and of their coral reef exhibits for a fun, educational, and engaging afternoon by your lonesome self or with whoever's under your roof. Just make sure to social distance and bring some scuba gear. In world news, no talks of insurrection today. That'll be on the Drew's Broadcast podcast later this week. But instead, let's talk about the Boeing 737-500 flight, which crashed near Jakarta, Indonesia on Saturday, shortly after takeoff, according to the New York Times. The Times, along with help from a flight tracker, writes that Sriwijaya Air Flight 182 took off amid a heavy monsoon season rain following a weather delay, and that it soon plunged more than 10,000 feet in less than a minute, possibly killing all 62 passengers on board. The Times also wrote, quote, on Sunday morning, the Jakarta police said that body parts and some clothes from the passengers have been found in the Java Sea. The Indonesian National Search and Rescue Agency also said it had found pieces of debris believed to be from the plane's wreckage. Indonesian authorities are asking family members of those on the flight to provide DNA samples, dental, or medical records to help speed up the identification process of the remains. Investigators are still looking into what exactly caused the crash. However, no fingers have been pointed to Boeing's technical software, an issue with the 737 MAXs, which has seen the company have to pay billions in settlements and fines. Rest in peace to those involved. Wrapping up with sports news, the NFL playoff wildcards are complete by now, and with the Rams winning, I'm sure that's all California cares about. Some of Sunday's wildcard games are still being played at the time of recording, but we learned a lot from Saturday in those games. The Rams can get the job done despite someone getting injured on every single play. Tom Brady is still a monster, but he did play Washington, so take that with a grain of salt. And Buffalo doesn't suck anymore. New Yorkers are probably watching this going, hey, at least we're not the Chargers, huh? To which I say, at least we're not the Broncos. That was for you, Chris, if you're watching this. And sadly, on Thursday, the baseball world came to a standstill after it was reported that legendary Dodger player, coach, manager, and higher-up Tommy Lasorda passed away due to a sudden cardiopulmonary arrest, according to ESPN. Originally born in Norristown, the Pennsylvania man Lasorda began his Dodgers career as a pitcher in 1954 when the team was still based in Brooklyn. Fast forwarding through his playing career, he became a decorated pitching coach and manager for the Dodgers organization, winning the 1981 and 1988 World Series with the team before retiring in 1996 after a heart attack. Lasorda was a household name for Dodgers fans and once said, "I bleed Dodger blue, and when I die, I'm going to the big Dodger in the sky." Thanks for the memories, Lasorda. You will be missed. As always, thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Andrew Alonzo. Sweet dear Jesus, I think this might be the last time I edit a video on my little MacBook Air before moving to a PC. Thank dog. Just being able to have Premiere Pro running smoothly and not having my computer go every time I move a layer. I'm so ready. While I build the rig and while you wait for that video, be sure to check out my other Drew's Broadcast things like the Drew's Broadcast Podcast, DNP, for last week's headlines in simple satirical ways, and follow me on Twitter for tweets and such. Leave a like on the video if you liked it, and consider subscribing if you want to see more Drew's Broadcasts. Have a great week, everyone. I got a turkey pesto sandwich that needs to be devoured in the fridge, so I'll see y'all next time.